All right, we're back for Dusty Dust's ongoing coverage of the America's RMR, and I'm here with Zakk, head coach of Imperial, coming off of them being the first team to qualify for the first CS2 major of all time. How are you feeling right now, Zakk?
Dude, I'm feeling incredible, to be honest. Like, we heard a lot of hate before coming to this tournament because we lost a tournament in Brazil, and we didn't soak that hate. We just soaked the love, and it feels great.
And with that, we saw what is probably the most dominant performance ever in America's RMR. Imperial made it to the major with only losing 3.5 rounds per map. That is insane. Were you guys expecting to come into the RMR with such dominant performances?
To be honest, no, because I know there's a lot of good things here. Like, I was afraid to play everyone, Energy, M80, but I think that fear also gave us the strength because we prepared a lot for every match, and we knew everything that the opponent was doing. So I think the fear helped us.
And with that, this will also be obviously Descenti and NoWays' first major, and they did fantastic in the RMR. Are you impressed with their performance as such young guys coming into what is their most important LAN event in their career?
I also was not expecting them to be so good in this game, like on the RMR, because it's their first event in LAN. So I remember my first LAN event, I was shaking, and they didn't feel anything. They just felt happiness. It was a happy environment to play.
And additionally, I think we saw some really fantastic performances from Phelps as well. Now, Phelps is a player NA fans are super familiar with. You know, he's been on Imperial, he's been on Luminosity, he's been with SK, he's been with basically every big Brazilian squad. But we've seen that, you know, his performance has been good, been bad, been good, been bad. What do you think has why on Imperial now have we seen him sort of return to his great heights from 2017? Like, what in particular is Imperial doing to enable him to be so successful?
Well, in my opinion, there's no formula to do a team. Like, you need to understand which players you have and how to use them. And I was coaching Phelps back in Mortals when he had a great ranking. He was playing absolutely good. And now I'm coaching him again. I know how to work with him. That's the thing. I know what he likes to do. I know what his play style. And he's a leader, you know. Vini is in the in-game leader, but he also one of the leaders. And I want him to be comfortable, and that's what I do. I put him in the most comfortable situations every time.
And for you as well, you know, like you mentioned, you've been in the scene forever in the Brazilian scene. You've been, you know, you were playing, I believe, in Source in 1.6. You were coaching in Go. Now you're coaching in CS2, and making it to the major now with Imperial. I believe it's been 7 years since your last major as a Brazilian coach. You previously obviously were in Rio with Mnmzzz, but that's sort of a different feeling because they're, you know, Latin American. Being someone who's been such a big name in the Brazilian scene for so long, what is your feeling of leading a Brazilian team back to the major?
Feels great, you know, like, it feels great especially because of the newcomers, because of density in a way. Putting new players to the major it's hard to explain. Like, I know it's their dream. I remember when I was his age playing tournaments like that, and I don't know, it's hard to put in words.
And one more question before I let you go to celebrate with your team. In the Brazilian scene, I feel like we've sort of seen a divide, whether it's smart to invest in older players, you know, like your Quesarados, your Fallens, your Cellos, players who've been around forever, or investing in new players like obviously NoWays, Descenti, Kawas, ZMB, all those guys. Is this sort of proof that Brazil needs to invest in younger players?
I think Brazil needs to reinvent the way they work. Like, they want to grab old talents because they know how to build things. But we need people that know how to build things, like different people. That's the thing. And the newcomers, they have they have a different mentality. They want to learn, you know. They want to learn every time. So why not help them, you know?
Yeah, and what are Imperial going to do to celebrate tonight?
I don't know, but I'm not going to remember tomorrow, probably.
Thank you so much for your time. Imperial are headed to the Copenhagen Major, the first CS2 Major. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you in Copenhagen.